We got to talk about it. Straight the fuck up. First thing you'll notice when you get to this book is Dantalion. If you know anything about knowing anything, Dantalion is one of the 72 Goetia. I believe it's like Duke Dantalion, but it's one of the 72 Goetia. He's a demon. And daemon, it's an ancient word for intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Intellect. So you can take it the bad way, you can take it the good way, but obviously this author decided to draw on some of that energy and put in his book. You know what I mean? Maybe he wants this book protected, but I tell you the fuck what, man, it's an awesome book, and I got it from Amazon. You should get it. It's just that simple. It can't be no more than $20, if it's even $20. But you can also buy them used and shit from Amazon. So don't worry about it. And again, if it comes to your knowledge and the shit that you know and you're trying to learn and grow, don't be afraid to spend money on that shit. That's what you should be putting energy towards. Energy towards raising your energy. You feel me? How to influence thoughts and actions of others without them knowing or caring. Dantalion Jones. Amazon. So I'm going to get straight to it. Techniques of Mind Control. Part 2. Before we go into the techniques, it's probably best to think about strategy. The techniques are merely the tools and tactics to get you your outcome. A strategy is how you're going to use them together in a dynamic process. As a rule, most people feel they are thinking strategically when in fact they are only thinking of tactics. The tactics you will learn is the easy part. To get you thinking on the level of strategy, here is one mind control strategy to consider. It is called the 3-level intent strategy. See, strategy versus tactics. You know what I mean? I'm a fighter, so in my Aries energy, we're gonna use fighting. You know what I'm talking about? Tactics and strategy. The way I look at it, because again, mind control is sort of like a mental battle. Another reason why I'm using fighting, right? Another reason why you should tap into that Bruce Lee energy, because that nigga knows how to fight. And it ain't just physical wham bam thank you ma'am. You know what I mean? It's tactics and strategy. You know what I mean? How you're going to get it done. Strategy matters. Do you come at them this way like that? Strategy is another way of saying angles. You know what I mean? Different strategies, different angles, different approaches. You feel me? But it's one thing to know how to do different kicks or roundhouse, a straight, whatever, a reverse heel kick. It's one thing to know the moves, but to chain them together into combos, you know what I'm saying? Again, a strategy. It's all about the end result. Life is pimping. That's why it's pimping, because you actually have to be clever about this shit. Pimping. Them niggas are smooth. You see what I'm saying? It's not just straight up, boom, give me that, go do this, go do that. Nah, you got to ease your way into a situation or ease your way out of a situation. Mind control 101. You may have to trick somebody, if however you choose to look at it. It's just the first word that comes to mind. Talk somebody, persuade, coerce somebody into doing things your way. You may also need to persuade, coerce somebody into leaving you the fuck alone. Or just disregarding you, period. Mind control. You see what I'm saying? You may be the one everybody's looking at, but mind control will have them staring in another direction while you doing something else. Anywho, the strategy, right? 3 levels. First, the stated intent is what you're going to tell people off the muscle. Hey, this is what's up. The hidden intent is later revealed as a deeper reason for your action. And at the same time, it clouds any connection with the secret intent. The secret intent is the real reason for your action, and you never tell that. See, people I care about, I'm like this. Do you want me to be honest, or do you want to know the God's honest truth? You see what I'm saying? Like, I said what I said, but if you need to know more, I might give you my hidden intent. I can be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I can be honest with you all day long and say, well, to be honest, I don't really think that's, a smart way to do things. If you want me to tell you the God's honest truth, yeah, that would be smart for somebody to do, but it wouldn't be smart for you to do because you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Or the stupid ass shit that you're going to end up doing just sounds good. You know what I mean? Whatever. But that's the God's honest truth. Then you go in. But as if somebody can handle the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It's why it's the God's honest truth. Whether you like it or not, you finna get it. I could be honest with you and give you a little something. See what I mean? That's mind control. So begin with your secret intent. Ultimately, what do you want people to do, believe, or perceive? Design your stated intent. This should be very reasonable and transparent from the outset, stating as an action that is to be performed. Step 3. Design a hidden intent that you will later reveal. Damn, somebody's trying to take me out. But I ain't gonna stop. Now, the hidden intent, which is to be revealed, is your progress. Say it's the love of your business. You often say, I would do this work for free. I love working with customers so much. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. Here's an example. I had this shit covered up. All right. My fault. We're going to retract a little bit. Your goal or secret intent is to take over your boss's business. As a stated intent, you say you're going to help him improve his bottom line. So I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm going to do this to help you. That's what I'm saying. The hidden intent is, I would do this shit for free. I love working in this job. I love working with them niggas so much. You know, I just love it so much. That's what you end up telling them for real. Oh, well, just because I do it for free. You know, I just love it so much. You know what I'm saying? And then as a note, often people caught stealing from the companies who hired them will attempt a version of the 3-level intent to appear honest. If they were truly good at stealing, they would have designed the theft so that nothing would point to them and someone else could always be blamed. See, this is why you need this motherfucking book, man. You could just sit here and just chop it up and be like, oh, shit. So, first thing it goes into is behavioral conditioning. It's the simplest form. Behavioral modification is nothing more than a series of rewards and punishments for certain behaviors. The goal of behavior modification is to program people to do some behaviors within certain contexts and not to do other shit within certain contexts. You see what I'm saying? When I come around, you do this, you act like this. When I'm gone, you don't do this, you don't act like this. Because you know I might show up or whatever. You see what I mean? That's behavioral conditioning. It's a lot of what happens with parents. You see what I'm saying? As a parent, that's the first thing we do with the kids. All right, I'm going to try to rush through this. Real quick. Because, again, it's just to give you a little something because I wanted to throw something out there. I love these books, man, and that's the point of getting these books. So, it's out there. And just so you know, this shit is there. And this is just number one. Like, we just talk about behavioral modification. You know what I mean? So. Right. You'll have to, the first step is to pick the behavior you want to reinforce. Start with a small, very specific behavior. Right. For example, do you want people to hold an image of a deity or guru in reverence? I don't like them examples. But basically, it says, do you want women or men to give you attention? Then acknowledge them in some way that they value when they do give you attention. You see what I'm saying? Basically, it's when they do something that you like, you got to reward them. When they do something you don't like, you either punish them or take something away from them. You see what I'm saying? Some people just straight up tell you, and it's good enough. You know what I mean? So, no behavior, no reward. That's kind of obvious. You see what I'm saying? As you compile a list of behaviors that manifest around a belief and reward them, you will be reinforcing the belief because people will have to justify in their mind why they are behaving such a way. You see what I'm saying? That's the point of mind control. They'll try to make shit work on their own. This is why I bring up the other book, Tribal Science, because the brain will make up shit because it's supposed to know. You see what I'm saying? So if you get the ball rolling and people have good, they'll make up whatever the fuck they want to make up and be looking at you like you this or you that. And that's all you got to do is get the ball rolling. And that's just, hey, you do this, you give some reward. All right. So, anywho, punishment can be given in the absence of the behavior, but this is done with the greatest of care. Too many punishments that are too painful may begin to be perceived as coercion. You're trying to make me do it. And the subject may be responding only to avoid the punishment. See what I'm saying? too many ass whoopings as a parent. If you're a parent, too many ass whoopings, too many punishments, or if the punishments are too severe, that it doesn't look like you really give a fuck about them at all. And they'll start doing stuff just to avoid the punishment. Now, that can be a good thing, but at the same rate, you would want them to not do it because it's the right thing to do by not doing it. You know what I mean? Because they think it's wrong. So that's when it's where, punishment can, like I said, too many punishments can be, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, anger, blaming, or shaming that which would be too extreme of a punishment and border on coercion. Remember, you are reinforcing the behavior first and foremost, not the emotions. The emotion will follow the behavior. Fake it till you make it. That's the occult saying, man. Fake it till you make it. It's an occult. Dog. The emotions will follow the behavior. You see what I mean? That's another. What's love got to do with it? Love, like respect, is earned. The emotions will follow the behavior. Kill them with kindness. Anyways, conditioning through behavior modification is the process of making a modified change a self-rewarding, self-justifying habit. You see what I'm saying? Once you really got in their head and they start doing what you want them to do, once they think it's the right thing to do, back to a rule book of arguments, but once they think it's the right thing to do, the work is already done. It's already done. Self-rewarding, self-justifying. You see what I'm saying? They grow up in the church, you give them a Bible, they think they're doing the right thing. That's all you got to do. They do it themselves. They control themselves. Read a book, go to church, all that. You do it on your own. All you got to do is get them started as kids. Then when they grow up, they'll just keep doing the shit, thinking it's the right thing to do. Self-rewarding, self-justifying. They will justify it in their mind. Again, the brain will make up some shit why this Bible is nothing else. Nothing matters but this fucking Bible. You know what I'm saying? It is this shit or this Quran or this whatever. You know what I mean? There's no outside whatever. You know, I'm just saying. It's just an example. You ain't gotta like it. Just an example. But frequency. Frequency. That's how you know we talking about some enlightened shit. Frequency and degree of the rewards and punishments are some of the variables to be considered when using behavioral modification and conditioning. Conditioning is a fine balance of reward and punishment. The main goal is to determine the most effective ways to create a behavior and to reduce resistance to a new behavior. See what I mean? So then we go into coercion, right? Anything that one wishes to avoid can be used as a weapon of coercion. Let's first make it clear that coercion is the least graceful form. Coercion seeks actions that are not congruent with the thoughts and feelings of the subject. For the purposes of this book, coercion is not just a bad thing, but the worst thing. In terms of mind control, because there's no promise of a long-term change. A person may be coerced into donating their money to a charity, but they are also very likely to want it back very likely to want their money back in a short amount of time. Physical torture is the most obvious example of coercion. So what does that mean? Basically what we're saying is if somebody tells you what they're afraid of, then you got them. You got them. As soon as somebody tells you what they don't like, you got them. Mind control, strategy, rule book of arguments, being able to talk somebody into telling you what they don't like. What they don't like about the job, now you know exactly what to do to outshine them. Do what they don't like. Emotions will follow the behavior. You know what I'm saying? Emotions follow behavior. It might suck, but you might have to put them in a position they don't like for them to realize that they don't like it. That's coercion. Mind control 101. This is why it's back to strategy. I mean, these are just tactics because the strategy is ultimately what? To get the outcome because life is pimping. So you use some of this, use some of that. See, mental and emotional torture. Coercion. You feel me? Providing mental and emotional discomfort to influence people's action is another form that falls under the heading torture. Though it is often more indirect and less obvious, in this category, there is no physical discomfort, but mental and emotional stress is applied. A good example of this is a police interrogation where they knowingly employ the most thorough tools of mind control to get the information they need. Good cop, bad cop. See what I'm saying? Mental and emotional stress. I can tell you off the dribble, nigga, it's cold as fuck. Get locked up. Get a decision holding, whatever else. It's cold as fuck. It starts out cold as shit, nigga. So, I'm just saying. Mental and emotional stress, nigga. That's why they put you behind your shit and make you fucking sit there and you punk son of a bitch. You know what I mean? You gotta do this shit. Try to call a nigga on your phone, some shit. Mental and emotional stress. That's their job. Funny, the first thing I ain't gonna get into all that. But again, it's right here. You feel me? It takes the form of passive aggressive behavior, outbursts of anger, blaming, threats to withhold love and attention or visitation privileges, etc., etc., etc. You see what I'm saying? Emotional coercion is quite common. It takes the form of passive-aggressive behavior. No, you go ahead. I'm all right. No, you go ahead. It's cool. Passive-aggressive behavior, outbursts of anger. Fuck you. Blaming. That's your fault. No, you did that shit. Threats to withhold love and attention. No, leave me alone. Don't talk to me no more. Or visitation privileges. You can't see your kids no more, man. You can't. Don't come over here no more. I don't want to see you, dog. Don't call me. As a general rule, where the operator wants trust, it creates suspicion. Where love is desired, it creates fear, and so on. If you remember back to the 3-level intent strategy, the only real use of coercion and long-term mind control is if you want your secret intent to be fear, suspicion, etc., while justifying your coercive with your hidden intent. This is typical passive-aggressive behavior. So, social pressure and mob control. None of us is dumber than all of us. Man, do we even, alright. Because mob mentality is almost on the level of an idiot, one must set the bar pretty low and make clear, simple tasks that one would only do behind the cover of anonymity. These don't have to be malicious acts, but malicious acts are easier to create. The steps for mob mind control. Have a clear and simple outcome for your mob to perform. Don't tell them. Create a shared experience in a location where the action should take place. Create a heightened emotional state in the group. Anger is easy state to elicit, but more positive states can work too. Isolate potential mob. Isolate. Pick people that isolate potential mob leaders who would more freely act if protected by anonymity of the crowd. Call to action, make it simple. Keep the group together as the mob actions escalate, whatever. You see what I'm saying? But it gives you some ideas, basically, of what the fuck it is. You feel me? Organized group rituals, marketing, political action, counter-marketing, demolition. A bunch of weirdo shit. Reciprocity. Yeah, reciprocity. Basically, the act of giving a gift without expectation has a very powerful effect on people. Remember the phrase, there is no such thing as a free lunch. The act of simply giving a gift without expectation has a very powerful effect on people. So watch that, nigga. Ain't nothing free. Remember, that's why I say ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free. Yeah, that's mind control. Ain't nothing free. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Put a bunch of, I got a lot of shit tagged and whatnot. And we already 20 minutes in, so I just wanted to hit a lot of shit. Commitment and Consistency. Anytime you ask a person to do something, even the most small and insignificant action, you begin the process of creating some form of consistent action that they can continue. This is most easily done by requesting that someone do something small, then later asking them for just a little bit more. In doing this, they will try to act consistently with their previous actions. The magnitude of the requests can escalate until more and more is given. Consider so-called brainwashing of American soldiers by the Chinese military during the Korean War. Each time they would give forth more and more information until they were directed by the questioning to not like their unfair treatment. They are now recognized. Yeah. I ain't gonna read the whole motherfucking book, but you get it. You know what I'm saying? People can be doing shit. They'll, you get it. Social proof. Social proof is doing something because everyone else is doing it. Don't underestimate its effectiveness. The effect of social proof can easily be incorporated by having the mind control subject in the presence of people who are already conforming to the prescribed acceptable behavior. So this is like dogs. You know what I'm talking about? You already got a dog that's doing that you've already broke and whatever else. You know what I'm saying? And now, you can get when you get a new dog. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling and shit. When you get a new puppy or whatever, you bring him in amongst the other puppies. I don't even know why the fuck I'm using animals. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line is, you know what? Let me take it to the workplace. You feel me? When you join the crew, back to tribe mentality, the tribe is already doing one thing. The crew is already in here. We already working. We good. We know how to do this. We know how to navigate around each other. But when you join the crew, you got to do what that crew is doing. You got to be cool with everybody in the crew. Maybe not that's everybody, but you see what I'm saying? You have to be one with the crowd. So if you get somebody, you bring somebody into the fold, they got to conform to what everybody else is doing. You see what I mean? That's, again, social proof. This is what everybody else is on, bro. We all use these, or we all wear this, or this is what we do. If you're going to be one of us, you got to do it too. That's social proof, period. The more you can show evidence that everyone is doing it, the more you can show evidence that everyone is doing it, the more you can show evidence that everyone is doing it, the more effective a demonstration of social proof you have. And that's advertising period, all day long. The more you can show proof that people are buying it, the more people will want to buy your product. You know what I'm saying? The more you may get an investment in your product or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. Like I said, man, we 20 minutes in, and I could just keep going. But I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and stop that shit right there, man. I got shit to do. Man, dude, it goes into a lot. Look, rapport, exercising. Oh, man, rapport. For the purpose of mind control, the best place to start is at the beginning. All neuralistic programming teaching starts with the topic of rapport. Rapport is more than just having someone like you. In fact, it is impossible to have a rapport with somebody who doesn't like you. What is important about rapport is that the other person perceives that you are very much like them on a deep level. This allows a person to feel comfortable with you and willing to respond to you with some sense of acceptance. Yes, even if they don't like you, they can be responsive to you. Think of this as enemies who respect each other. It's been said, and rightly so, that without rapport, nothing is possible. And with rapport, anything is possible. R-A-P-P-O-R-T. Rapport. Rapport. I don't think you pronounce the T. Whatever, man. I'm going to leave y'all with that. Get this fucking book. Like, share, subscribe. If you want me to talk more, go in more detail. Man, as you can see, and I got a lot of Gemini energy too, man. So I can talk a fucking lot and be gone on it. So I'm trying to actually stick more to the books. If you want me to stick to the books, like the shit, share it, comment, say something, man. Pull out some more books, bring some books, OZ, or just keep talking that shit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But holla at your boy. Let's get to it.